Hello, and welcome to this brief introduction to my instructional design project for Info 250. The title of my project is Fanfiction and Copyright. It is a public library program design as part of a series. So I will read you my introduction. This instructional design plan covers the design and implementation process for one segment of a public library teen program on writing fanfiction. The instructional unit in question, fanfiction and copyright, will provide foundational knowledge on the discourse between fanfiction and copyright violation and provide participants with the tools to write fanfiction in transformative ways so as not to violate copyright law. This unit supports critical evaluation and information literacy skills, while allowing interested teens to create and play. So included in my instructional design plan are a brief overview of the needs assessment, my instructional goals, which are learners need to be taught copyright law basics to ground the rest of the lessons. Learners need to be trained to distinguish between transformative and derivative works to avoid copyright law infringement when they begin to write their own fanfiction. My entry behavior and learner characteristics. My learners will already have strong English writing and reading skills, computer skills, and knowledge of a book or fandom that they would like to write their fanfiction on. Participants should be ages 13 to 18 who have an interest in writing or fandom, and the class size will be limited to only 15 participants. And all of these factors will be self-selected based on online registration through my library's website. To evaluate the entry behavior and learner characteristics, since this is a face-to-face instruction, I've determined that it's easiest to do a short informal survey at the beginning of the class using a series of questions that will determine whether or not people are going to be able to participate. My learning outcomes are to define transformative and derivative works, distinguish transformative works from derivative works through comparison, critically evaluate a text and determine if it is transformative or derivative, demonstrate transformative writing through a short writing assignment, and describe how copyright law affects fanfiction authors. So the presentation of my information is going to come in the form of visual aid and spoken lecture, as well as discussion questions and writing prompts. And this is basically just my outline for that. Learner participation activities will include watching and listening to lectures, answering discussion questions during and after lectures, distinguishing between transformative and derivative works with a partner, and then presenting findings to an entire group. Completing writing prompts, and completing the culminating assessments. Since this is a public library program, there will be no grades. So the culminating assessments will act as a synthesis of the instruction to prove to learners that they absorb the material and are ready to move on. So it's kind of a self-evaluation more than anything. And those activities are successful completion of all activities during the instruction, and a short multiple choice test and 2 writing prompts at the end. Follow through will be kind of natural because this is a series of programs. So when you move on to the next step, it will assure that you use and remember the information learned in this or fanfiction and copyright course. For instructional materials, I've determined that using quick reference handouts and activity sheets, along with the spoken lecture and visual aids, will be the best methods. Some specific tools I might use are Pictochart, PowerPoint, YouTube, and Pexels, which is a really high quality photo website. The evaluation process will have both formative and summative aspects. Formative evaluation will be based on teacher observation of student participation and completion of activities and participation in discussions. And the summative evaluation will be kind of like a survey given to students at the end of the class. All right, well, I hope you enjoy my instructional design, and I can't wait to hear your feedback.